Leaked evidence, foster care rumors, and a terrified Chrisean rock finally breaking her silence? Yeah, the internet did not see this coming. Because overnight, the entire situation took a turn so dark, so messy, and so emotionally heavy that fans are asking one chilling question. Is baby Chrisean Jr. actually at risk? The chaos exploded after a string of viral clips, shocking accusations, and behind-the-scenes whispers that someone close to Chrisean has been quietly leaking information. And the moment she responded, everything shifted. She looked exhausted, her voice shaky, her eyes swollen like she'd been crying for hours. For once, she wasn't yelling, laughing, or clapping back. She looked scared, really scared. But the craziest part? She didn't confirm anything. She didn't deny anything. Instead, she dropped a vague, emotional message that sent the internet into full meltdown mode, a message that hinted at betrayal, pressure, and someone trying to make her look unfit. Fans are now convinced there's more happening behind the scenes than anyone realized. And whoever leaked these claims, they might have just flipped this entire situation upside down. Because now the world is asking, did Chrisean get exposed? Or is she finally revealing the truth? For anyone who's been following Chrisean Rock and Blueface over the past few years, their story has never been simple. Chrisean didn't just appear out of nowhere. She came into the public eye as this raw, emotional, unpredictable but talented young woman who wore her heart on her sleeve no matter how messy it looked. People loved her because she was real, unfiltered, and unapologetically herself. A girl who survived homelessness, chaos, and a troubled family background, and somehow turned all that pain into fame. Blueface, on the other hand, built his image as a cocky, comedic, always confident rapper who didn't care what the internet thought. His persona has always been, I'm the boss, I say what I want, I do what I want. And for a while, they were the perfect storm, the crazy couple everyone couldn't stop watching. Toxic? Yes. Entertaining? Absolutely. But underneath all the drama, fans believed they genuinely loved each other in the most chaotic way possible. Their relationship milestones were always overshadowed by controversy. Blueface denying the pregnancy. Chrisean posting tearful videos begging him to stop humiliating her online. Blueface clowning her on Twitter one minute and calling her his soulmate the next. Every breakup and makeup went viral. Every fight turned into a meme. Every apology tour, every meltdown, every live stream, the internet saw it all. But everything changed when baby Chrisean Jr. was born. Instead of bringing them together, the baby became the center of a messy tug-of-war. Blueface publicly questioned the child's paternity. Chrisean fired back with emotional Instagram lives. Blueface's mom jumped in, blaming Chrisean for everything. Then Blueface would pop out with his other baby mama and stir up even more drama. It was non-stop chaos with a newborn caught in the middle. And then came the early warning signs that fans couldn't ignore. It started with little things, late-night outings with a baby in crowded clubs, videos where people claimed the baby looked off, clips of Chrisean crying, yelling, or panicking with her son in her arms. One viral tweet read, "Why is that baby outside at 2 a.m. again? Somebody needs to step in." Another post on X said, "I'm no hater, but that baby doesn't look well. Something ain't right." Meanwhile, Blueface kept adding fuel to the fire. He tweeted things like, "She don't listen. She don't take him to his appointments." And then, "I'm filing for custody. She's not stable." Even if people didn't believe him, they couldn't ignore how often he said it. Then came the famous Walmart clip, the one where the babies had appeared to be hanging awkwardly while Chrisean tried to shop. That 30-second video alone sparked thousands of comments. People argued for days. Was she being neglectful, or was the internet overreacting? A few weeks later, Chrisean posted a selfie video saying, "Y'all acting like I'm a bad mom. I love my son more than anything." But instead of calming people down, it only made the rumor mill spin faster. Screenshots started floating around Reddit and Twitter. Alleged messages, supposed texts from family insiders, comments claiming CPS had been notified. And that's when the betrayal whispers began. Somebody, and fans still don't know who, started leaking claims that CPS had already conducted wellness checks, that police had already visited, that someone close to Chrisean had documented evidence. One anonymous account even wrote, "A close friend is the one who called CPS. You'll have no idea what's really going on." Another post went viral showing a blurry photo of what looked like police officers outside a hotel room. The caption read, "CPS pulled up again." Fans weren't sure if it was real or edited, but the damage was done. Social media exploded. Everyone started pointing fingers. And suddenly, Chrisean's entire world looked like it was closing in. The timeline of this entire mess reads like a slow-motion disaster, one you can't look away from. The first big crack in the foundation happened months ago, right after baby Junior was born. Even in the early days, people around them whispered that the relationship had gotten darker. Blueface and Chrisean weren't just arguing anymore. They were publicly tearing each other down while a newborn watched from the sidelines. It started with Blueface accusing Chrisean of not being prepared for motherhood and missing medical appointments. He tweeted things like, "I'm not trying to be petty, but my son deserves better." Meanwhile, Chrisean fired back in her lives, crying and saying, "You're not even here. How you gone, judge me?" At the time, fans were split. Some saw Blueface as manipulative, others saw Chrisean as overwhelmed. But either way, everyone sensed something bigger brewing. Then came the clip that changed everything, the Walmart moment. There she was, shopping with her son, pushing a cart, when a passerby secretly filmed what they claimed was unsafe handling. It blew up instantly. Commentators jumped in. Podcast hosts debated whether Chrisean was a struggling young mom or a danger to her child. A trending post read, "This is the wake-up call. Someone needs to intervene." Another wrote, "Y'all don't know how hard motherhood is. Leave her alone." But the situation didn't calm down, it escalated. Not long after, a live stream surfaced where Chrisean, visibly emotional, talked about feeling alone and overwhelmed. She said, "Nobody told me it would be like this. I'm trying my best. I don't care what the internet says." That clip struck an emotional chord with many. People began sympathizing with her. Comments poured in. She needs help, not judgment. Where's her support system? It felt like the tide was shifting in her favor. But then came the first major betrayal. Or, at least, that's how fans viewed it. Out of nowhere, Blueface's mother, Carlisa, jumped onto Instagram and blasted Chrisean publicly. She accused Rock of prioritizing men, partying, and designer bags over diapers. She claimed the baby didn't even have a proper bedroom and implied Chrisean was unfit. Whether true or not, Carlissa's rant reopened every old wound and immediately turned the public against Chrisean again. One fan commented, "If the baby's own grandmother is sounding the alarm, maybe it's serious." Another wrote, "This family drama is hurting that child." But the biggest turning point of all came during Blueface's court hearing. Chrisean showed up with her baby in her arms and ended up getting arrested on the spot due to an outstanding warrant. Cameras rolled as officers tried to take her into custody, and the moment the baby was removed from her arms was replayed across every blog, every gossip page, every timeline. People were horrified. Even supporters said, "This isn't good. Not for the baby. Not for her." And while that was still fresh, the next scandal hit, the Vegas hotel incident. Chrisean and Hood Trophy Bino were live streaming in a hotel room surrounded by smoke, alcohol bottles, nitrous oxide tanks, and two babies crawling around the mess. Staff reportedly confirmed the smell of weed. Seconds later, police and CPS officers were seen knocking on the door. Clips leaked showing officers asking questions while babies cried in the background. Fans went into full chaos mode. Commentators shouted on TikTok, "This is exactly why CPS is involved." Others defended her. People are blowing everything out of proportion. The betrayal whispers returned again, louder this time. People claimed someone close to her tipped off police. Others said Blueface orchestrated it to strengthen his custody case. An anonymous user posted, "Y'all have no idea who's been feeding info to CPS behind her back." Every betrayal, every rumor, and every accusation stacked on top of each other until the entire situation looked like it was spiraling out of control, fast. And now, with leaked claims suggesting foster care involvement and Chrisean posting tearful messages, the suspense is unbearable. No one knows what's real. No one knows who to trust. But everyone knows one thing. This story is far from over. The fallout from this scandal didn't just hit Chrisean privately, it exploded across every corner of her life. Legal troubles, family fractures, online backlash, and behind-the-scenes accusations all collided at once, creating a pressure cooker so intense that even her toughest supporters started to wonder how much more she could take. Right after the Vegas incident, reports began circulating that CPS had officially opened a case. While nothing was confirmed publicly, the internet treated it like a full-blown emergency. Commentators went live for hours, dissecting every frame of the hotel clip. One popular TikTok creator said, "This isn't drama anymore. This is a child's safety," while another insisted, "Someone is trying to take that baby from her, and it's someone close." It didn't matter which side people were on. The panic was real. Then came the courthouse moment that shook everything. Chrisean walked out of the building after Blueface hearing, trying to avoid the cameras, only to get swarmed by officers with an outstanding warrant. Her son was in her arms when police tried to detain her, and the image of baby Junior being taken by officials spread faster than wildfire. In minutes, Twitter filled with gut-wrenching reactions. "This is heartbreaking. She needs help. No child should go through this. She's spiraling and nobody around her cares." But it wasn't just social media tearing her apart. Her inner circle seemed to fracture too. Some of Chrisean's friends posted cryptic messages about loving from a distance and not being responsible for grown adults' choices. People interpreted them as subtle shots. Even worse, a rumor started circulating that someone she trusted, someone who had been in her house, around her baby, had been communicating with CPS. A voice note leaked where a woman claimed, "I had to do what's right for that baby." And although the identity was unclear, fans immediately began speculating. That speculation hit Chrisean hard. On Instagram Live, she broke down and said, "Y'all don't understand how it feels when the people you love turn on you." Her hands were shaking. Her face was swollen from crying. She said the betrayal didn't come from strangers. It came from people she fed, supported, and invited into her home. Whether true or not, her pain was unmistakable. Meanwhile, Blueface added even more chaos. Between court dates and Twitter rants, he continued pushing the narrative that he was the more responsible parent. The same Blueface who had mocked her, humiliated her online, and disappeared for months at a time. Fans called him out, posting, "You weren't around for a single appointment. Don't act innocent now." But others sided with him, saying, maybe he was right all along. This is where the hypocrisy screamed the loudest. Chrisean always promoted herself as a strong, loving mother trying to rise above the chaos. But behind the scenes, cameras captured panic, instability, and messy environments. Blueface projected himself as a caring father seeking custody, yet his history showed violent altercations, multiple baby mamas, and constant online attacks. Neither image matched the public masks they wore. The emotional stakes skyrocketed when an insider claimed CPS had visited the baby multiple times. Again, unconfirmed. But that didn't stop the internet. Influencers debated it like it was breaking news, and gossip blogs posted captions like, "This might be the final straw." Chrisean responded with a long, heartbreaking message saying, "I'm learning. I'm trying. I love my son more than life itself." She begged people to stop tearing her down, and insisted that motherhood was harder under a microscope. But instead of quieting things, her vulnerability made the debate louder. Some supporters insisted she was overwhelmed and being set up. Others said the baby needed stability. And in the middle of all that noise, one chilling reality settled in. No one actually knew what was happening behind closed doors. But everyone felt the tension rising. The legal risks, the family division, the online backlash, the betrayals, the fear of losing custody. It all created a storm that was closing in fast, and Chrisean was running out of places to hide. After everything we've just walked through, the accusations, the leaked clips, the courtroom chaos, the hotel scandal, the betrayals, the emotional breakdowns, and the terrifying rumors of CPS involvement, it's impossible not to feel the weight of this entire situation. We watched Chrisean go from a fearless, unapologetic rising star to a young mother fighting to hold her life together while the world watches, judges, and speculates. And through every twist, every tearful live, every cryptic post, the stakes only got higher. But here's the real question. What do you think is actually happening behind the scenes? Do you believe someone close to Chrisean is leaking information to hurt her? Do you think Blueface is genuinely concerned, or is he using the situation to gain control? Is Chrisean being unfairly attacked by social media, or are people raising valid concerns? And the biggest question of all, should CPS really be involved, or is this drama being blown way out of proportion? Because right now, nothing is confirmed, nothing is clear, and nothing adds up. Every day, a new clip drops, a new rumor spreads, a new accusation hits the timeline. And the scariest part? This story is nowhere near over. Something bigger is coming, you can feel it. More people are talking. More sources are claiming they know the truth. And more footage, screenshots, and statements are reportedly about to surface. So tell me in the comments, whose side are you on? Who do you believe? And what do you think is going to happen next in this wild saga? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe, because the next chapter in this Chrisean and Baby Jr. situation is about to get even messier.